If you're a natty lifter and you feel like you're not getting bigger, it's because of one thing. There's one bad habit that is stopping you from getting bigger and actually growing muscle. It's not what you think. I will tell you what it is and how to fix it right now. What's up, guys? My name's Cyrese. I've been a natty lifter for 15 years now, and I've been researching this whole topic for like the past decade or so. So let's just get into it. Let me dive into a few ideas here that I want to talk about. One thing is that you guys are not writing down your workouts. If you guys are not writing down your workouts, it typically means that you're not tracking your workouts. And if you don't track your workouts, how can you know if you're actually getting stronger or not? Getting stronger is one of the core ideas for when it comes to actually building muscle. If you want your muscles to like actually grow, you need to tell them that that they need to grow. And if you don't tell them that they need to grow by getting stronger, then they're not going to grow. That's basically progressive overload. The other thing is that a lot of you guys train without an actual plan. So you just show up for the gym, do whatever you want. You go in there, you mess around, you pick a few exercises like when you get there. That's not going to work. That's too random. Like you need to dial in and lock in like your exercise goals and which ones you want to do. You need to pick exercises that revolve around the type of physique that you want. So for example, if you want big shoulders, it only makes sense to do shoulder exercises. Like if you want big chest, it wouldn't make sense to go in the gym and only do calf raises, right? So you need to figure out your workouts. You need to have a plan of attack every single time you go to the gym. Don't just show up and do whatever. So if you pair that, like choosing your exercises, planning your workouts, and you pair that with actually tracking your workouts, you start making some really good progress as a natty lifter. Another thing is you don't eat enough food. This is one of like the super simple like core aspects of trying to gain muscle as a natty lifter. You need to eat enough calories. So what does that look like? Basically, you need to figure out your maintenance calories, and then you want to add 500 calories to that so that you're in a caloric surplus. Once you do that, you aim to hit those calories every single day, and you'll be way on your way to start actually like gaining weight and actually building muscle. The other thing is that you need to hit your protein intake goal for the day as well too. So that's super easy to figure out. For any of you guys who don't know, you take how much you weigh in pounds and you eat that same amount in grams of protein. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you would eat 150 grams of protein every single day if you want to start building muscle. Super simple. That's all it is. Another thing is that a lot of you skinny, like natty guys out there who are watching these videos, like watching my channel, a lot of you guys change your workout plan like all the time. Like you switch around. And this is typically called like program hopping. And you don't want to do this because whenever you try a new program, like you need to give it enough time. You need to try it for long enough in order to actually see if it's effective, if you actually like get results or not. If you like try a new program and you're only doing it for like 3 weeks, like it's not really enough time to really give that program like a fair shot. So at the very least, if you're going to switch around programs and you want to try different things, like that's okay. But I recommend giving them at least a month to 2 months of like actually trying a program before you just switch around. This is important because if you just keep switching around, you can't really like track your progress. Like you need to be able to track your progress like I had mentioned earlier. Another thing that you guys struggle with that is like stopping your progress when it comes to building actual muscle is you're not getting enough sleep. I'll make this easy. Sleep 8 hours minimum every single night, no matter what. If you can get 8, 9, 10, or 11, like if you can get more hours of sleep, that will be even better for you. Another thing that helps for getting good sleep is try to go to bed at the same time and try to wake up at the same time every single day, even on the weekend, and that will help as well too. Now, another thing is that a lot of you guys just focus on like the wrong exercises, like you're just doing these small, easy exercises. What I'm talking about is you're doing just bicep curls, or you're just only doing tricep work, or you're only doing calf raises. They're called accessory lifts or accessory exercises. All those accessory exercises are important and you do want to do them. However, whenever you go into a workout, you want to start your workout with a compound movement. So that's typically like anything with a barbell. So it's like your squat, your bench press, your deadlift, like your rows for your back, your OHP or your overhead press if you're trying to train your shoulders. Another example that doesn't include a barbell is like doing pull-ups. You want to do all of that stuff primarily at the start of your workout because they're going to be the most taxing and they require the most energy and focus from you. But also you want to do those exercises because they're going to give you the most bang for your buck as a natty lifter. That's where you're going to see the most growth, by getting strong on those exercises. Once you've done that at the workout, and if you still got energy or if you still got more time, that's when you would do your accessory exercises like your bicep curls, your tricep extension, any type of work like with your traps, stuff like that. You would do that towards the end. Couple more things here is that a lot of you guys don't actually give yourself enough rest time as natural lifters who are trying to build drug-free muscle. If you're a drug-free user, you don't have the same like ability to recover compared to these guys who are on gear can. Those guys who are on gear, who are on steroids, they could literally do a workout and by the next day, they're recovered enough to the point where they can work out those exact same muscles again. You do not have that same power. You do not have that same ability if you're not on gear, if you're not on steroids. As a natty lifter, like you, like myself, we have to give ourselves enough time to actually recover between workouts. So at the very minimum, what I often teach my clients is that if you train a muscle group, like the industry standard is that that muscle group is going to need about 2 days, about 48 hours to fully recover if you trained it hard enough. So if you do chest on Monday, it wouldn't make sense to do chest until Thursday. So you take Tuesday and Wednesday off. So give yourself 2 days of rest between your training those muscle groups. There's a little bit of like on smaller muscle groups, it's typically more okay. Like they recover faster and they can handle a little bit more volume. So those are going to be things like your forearms, your calves, I would say like a little bit of your traps. It's okay, like your side delts and your rear delts, you can train those pretty frequently. Those smaller muscle groups, those ones that are a little bit smaller, they heal a little bit faster. I would say you can train those daily. But those bigger muscle groups like your chest, your back, your legs, when you're doing those big compound movements like squat, deadlift, rows, bench press, those are going to need about 2 days to recover. Now you can gauge this by just kind of feeling like how your smaller muscle groups feel. And if you feel like they can use a little bit more volume, then by all means, like then you can add a little bit more volume. So the last thing I want to talk about is that a lot of you guys who are skinny natty lifters out there, a lot of you guys actually give up way too early. Building muscle as a natural lifter is going to take time. You guys need to accept that. It's totally okay. Like it might take 4 or 5 months for you to see any progress. It might take you guys a year to like get to a 3-plate deadlift. Like it might take you guys a year or two to get to a 3-plate bench, but that's okay. You guys have to understand that we're natural lifters. We're doing this for the long term. We're doing this for life. We're trying to stay healthy. We're not trying to die by the time we turn 40. You know what I mean? That's okay. Just accept it. Be okay with it. And I promise you guys will enjoy the journey because natty lifting is a process. It takes a little bit of time, but just be okay with that. Those are the few core ideas I wanted to talk about. However, if you guys want to learn more, DM me the word natty on Instagram and I'll be sure to help you out. I'll put the link in the description below. Another thing is that we have a cool school community that is literally dedicated to skinny and natty guys under 30 who want to build drug-free muscle with just 2 workouts per week. This is the exact way that I train. I've been training 2 times a week for the past 7 or 8 years now, and it's gotten me amazing results. So if that sounds cool to you guys, feel free to check it out. That's the end of the video. Peace out. See you guys on the next one.